Hello, hello, my lovely Aries. Welcome to Vivid Vibration. My name is Christina. I hope y'all are doing well. Aries, we have the Apocalypse in the Box, the Mask, the Pilgrim, the Lover, and the Siren. I feel like the box and the Apocalypse came out for my Pisces. And it just kind of feels like this, like, shit shoot of, like, chaos that leads to utter destruction. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just think of like a water slide. Jeff. Like, I know this guy and he's an engineer and he like makes water slides basically. And I remember the first time I met him, I'm like, oh, you're the asshole who always like, cause you know how like they put water slides together and like when you're going down a water slide, it's like a bump and it like scratches your back. And it's like, what is so fun about this? You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand. It's never been my thing, but sorry, side story. I just kind of get that feeling of like going down this hole, not enjoying yourself along the way, feeling like, is this ever going to end? And then finally getting like thrown out at the end into a massive pile of nothingness. You know what I mean? And feeling a little bit like, I just feel like like dazed and confused. Like, what was the point of any of that? You know? I mean, the mask is the idea of like breaking something off. You know, I almost get this sense of like, okay, so the point, well, I mean, I just always think the point of anything and everything is the experience, because what we're doing by living life is gaining experience and a relationship with experience, right? I mean, otherwise, what are you doing? You know? And I just kind of feel like I almost feel like this mask of inexperience that like gets you on this ride that is like the worst ride ever. And then you are like along the way, you know, like your mask gets broken off like piece by piece. I don't know. I just feel like going down the slide, but like instead of just like a smooth, bumpy down the slide, it's like tossed in one direction or another. And like your mask just gets shattered like the whole way down, but it's like you're cut and you're bleeding from it. It's really not a pretty picture in my mind. You know, like I'm not going to lie. But I do kind of get the feeling that like, but in the end, that mask is gone. But in the end, no more, right? I just kind of get this feeling of like, nobody would ever, no, like that would never be a ride that anybody would even like dare to think of putting me on. I don't know. I do think of like experience though, because you can tell people who are just like fresh out, you know, like into the world, doing the things, and they're still learning. They're still learning all of the things. And you can tell somebody who's been around for a while, you know what I mean? And you can tell somebody who's seen it through all of the steps. And I don't know. I just get this feeling. And I know, especially for my ladies, like, listen, I'm 41 years old and have 2 children and have lived a life that most people would be like, what? But I don't look like I'm 41. Blessed genes. My grandmother, she used to always like brag because everybody thought she was like 10, 15 years younger than what she was like her whole life. It was like her favorite thing to tell people. So, you know, like shout out Carolyn, but I don't know, because it's just when people speak to you like you're a 20-something-year-old girl and you're a 41-year-old woman, you know, you'd like it, you're just like, oh my God, like I hope that you understand that I am not the one who looks like the asshole right now. You know. And I just kind of feel like this, I don't know, like a removal of a mask, but it sends you on a journey. I feel like whatever this is, like it ends up sending you on a journey of self, on a journey of like whatever you're exploring. Like, what are you exploring? Are you exploring relationships? Are you exploring friendships? Are you exploring family? Are you exploring, you know, geographical locations, like education? I don't know. Like, what are you exploring? But I feel like you kind of get like shot out into this journey you know, like going down this shit show slide, feeling like I just landed in the, like in the end, but in the end, what I, like the benefit that was gleaned from all of this, coming full circle. Sorry, y'all, bear with me today. I've had a lot of coffee, but I just feel like there is an idea here of like, okay, well, I landed in like this pit of nothingness, but what I have now is like a sincere identity of who I am, and no mistaking that, because if it wasn't my mistake, it was theirs. You know what I mean? And I just feel like, and there's no mistaking it now. And because of that, I think you're able to attract people who are more like you. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like, if people think you're one thing, then you, then that is an energy that it gets attracted to you. And it's like, they're like, I don't know. I just, again, it's like that. Well, thank you. But like, well, I understand that's supposed to be a compliment. It's not. You know what I mean? For all of the reasons. And I just kind of feel like once you break away all of those reasons, it's like there's nothing stopping you from engaging in like what it is that you were really wanting to call into you the whole time. Almost like this sense of, for some of my Aries, I feel like being called into this like shit show, because it's like the only way I'm going to get here is if I go through here. For some of my Aries, it could very well be that you have intentionally gone down this endeavor, and it wasn't because of anybody else. And you did it because you were like, the only way I'm going to get out of this is if I take this horrific ride down to the bottom, you know, because that's the only way to get to where it is that I'm trying to be. It's the only way I can break off this stupid fucking mask, right? Aries do not like to be pigeonholed, period, and story. Okay. Aries, I feel like I've just been talking. I'm sorry, y'all. Like I said, lots of coffee. I can't even help myself. I got the almond, the silk caramel creamer. So I was like super excited about my creamer, and then I just wanted more coffee, and then it was just like a fun day today in general. So I was like, woo, and now I won't stop talking. Okay. Aries. Oh, we have cards. Okay, we've got Judgment and the Chariot, the Seven of Cups, the Nine of Swords, and the Ten of Pentacles. Again, there is just like this, I feel like this illumination of like all of this lack, and I just kind of feel like the only way to get out of it is to go through it. And it's like, okay, well, I'm going to go through it. But when you go through it and you get shot out into the other end, even though you might start at like this, like ground zero start, your ground zero is starting as a sincere version of yourself. And the sincere version of yourself has so much horsepower behind it. You feel me? And I think that your horsepower is in like full throttle. I don't know. That's what this feels like. Okay. Y'all. Let's see what else we can get. Eight of Swords, the Magician, and the Six of Pentacles. Yeah, again, because like, I mean, the Eight of Swords is just this idea of being bound, but like, how bound are you actually? Not, you know what I mean? Like, you could literally just wiggle your way right out of that, step over it, and walk right on away from those swords. You know, and I think for some of my Aries, again, there was this idea of feeling like you were more bound. Like it felt like it was tied. I felt like I couldn't move, but I almost feel like that was more of like a mental thing than like an actual thing. And like feeling like bound, like mentally, spiritually, emotionally, however they were binding you, you were bound. And I almost feel like that shit show slide that you were going down in your mind was cutting those ropes. I'm just cutting these ropes. I'm just cutting these ropes. I am just cutting these ropes. I am cutting these cords. I am cutting these cords, right? Like just straight on a mantra, going as fast as you can. Because you need to be in an environment that's going to be, I think, just conducive to creativity, conducive to you reaching full throttle. You know, I just feel like, hello, Aries. Right? Okay. ooh, the venom and the animal. Well, I mean, to me, this would read as just like a sense of loyalty to like nasty. And for a lot of my Aries, I do think that there's just been this, and I don't know if it's like your family situation, or, you know, you're like, well, I've been with this company for years, or, you know, like these people really helped me out, or like this really da 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 da. And it's like somebody can do something nice for you, and that doesn't mean that they're your friend. It's unfortunate that we live in a world that is like so casually cruel, to quote Taylor. But it's true. It is. The world is casually cruel, you know? I mean, like, just like, I don't know. I just like, you know, but I feel like this sense of like loyalty of like, well, if that's how I got to get through this, if that's the only world that I live in, then fine, fuck it. Throw down. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not here to try and like turn up the nasty, but if that's the only energy that you come at me with, then let's turn that shit up. You know what I mean? Like, bet, step, bitch. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that level of like loyal to like, come at me, I dare you. And almost that being like that mask that's breaking away. But like, also, I do kind of also feel like, but like part of that is that like, you're just not around those people anymore. You're not surrounded with yourself with a community of nasty to where you feel like, fine, I'll match your shit with mine. You know what I mean? Like, you want to come at me? Bet. You want to be a dick? Bet. You know what I mean? And now I feel like you're just kind of like, well, you're a shitty person. You know, like, glad that I don't have to deal with that then. Like, that's more telling of you than it is me always and forever. You know what I mean? Like, it's always and forever been you. You know, like, I just kind of feel like, and now I went through this tumultuous experience. I broke away the cords. I broke away the mask. And I got dumped out into my magic that like, it hasn't taken form yet, but it's full throttle ready to go. And I just feel like that's the fuck you're doing, you know? I'm like, okay. Aries, I had so much fun with this read. I hope this resonates with y'all. If it does, please give me a like, share, and subscribe. I will see y'all again soon. Bye.